first graders, it's Mrs. Pierce. I'm going to be teaching you a science lesson today on natural resources. If you take a look up here on my board at the words natural resources, I'm looking at this word natural because it looks like and sounds like this word up here, nature. And that's exactly where we find natural resources, in nature. They are the things that give us what we need in order to live. Our natural resources all around us are the sun, soil, water, air, plants, animals, forest, land, and minerals. That's a lot of natural resources to remember. But I have a little song that I'm going to share with you. It's from one of my favorite kids' bands called the Banana Slug Band. But I changed it up just a little bit so that we can add the extra natural resources in it. So I'm going to share my screen with you right now and show you this kind of little chant song. I'm going to sing it for you right now, and then at the very end of this lesson, I want you to try and sing it along or chant along with me. Sun, soil, water, and air, plants, animals, forest, land, and mineral. Sun, soil, water, and air, plants, animals, forest, land, and minerals. Everything you eat, everything you wear. Everything comes from sun, soil, water, and air. Plants, animals, forest, land, and minerals. Sun, soil, water, and air. Plants, animals, forest, lands, and minerals. That was kind of fun, and it also helps me remember all of those natural resources. Well, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the natural resources and show you a little bit of an example about what these natural resources can give us. So I'm going to start right here with our sun. We learned about the sun, which is a star at the beginning of the school year, and we learned that the sun gives us light, heat, and energy to the earth. We actually can use the sun for something we call solar energy that can run cars and heat houses. So our sun is a very important natural resource. Our next natural resource is soil. Take a look at my soil right there. Soil is actually made up of tiny bits of rock and dead plants and animals, and we use soil to make things like clay pots or bricks to build houses. We also grow plants in soil, and even some animals like to live in soil, such as that groundhog we learned about during Groundhog Day, or even worms, especially if you like reading the story Diary of a Worm. That one's kind of funny. Next, I want to show you our natural resource of water. There it is, dripping all over me. Water. Water is a very important natural resource that we find in rain, streams, rivers, lakes, and oceans. Water can actually be fresh, frozen, or salty. We use water to drink it. We also use water to wash our clothes. We love to have fun in water when we go to the ocean or play in the pool. And also, moving water can actually be used for power. We have some where it rides over the top of dams and gives us power. We like to travel across it too. Ever been on a boat or a sailboat? Water is also important for some of our animals. The next natural resource is air. Air is all around us. We need oxygen in order to breathe. It's an invisible gas, so you can't really see it, but sometimes we can see it trapped in things. You might see the air here, or maybe you like to do this right now. You can actually blow air to make bubbles. We use air for lots of things. We need it to fly a plane. We need it to make music, sailboats, and we even use wind power on our windmills in order to send different power sources for electricity. The next natural resource that I have are plants. Plants are very important. You probably see lots of plants that have grown in gardens. And these plants actually provide oxygen for us to breathe. We also need our plants for clothes, coming from cotton, as well as, if you like waffles, we're going to need that wheat plant in order to eat those yummy waffles in the morning. A next natural resource would be my animals. Here's my animals. There are many types of animals out there that we started learning about, and our animals can be used for food. If you like these chicken nuggets, they can also be pets, and they can help us move from place to place. When we can ride them on a horse, a donkey. We use them to move around. You see police officers sometimes in cities ride the horses, especially if you read The Gingerbread Man in the City. You remember that one. We saw the policeman riding the horse. The next natural resource are our forests. Here's my forests. Lots of trees together. Forests are very important because they can provide shelter for the animals. Lots of animals use the forest for their home. They give us shade on those hot days. Think about when we're on the playground or on the bus ramp at recess, and it's really hot, so we go underneath those trees to get some cool shade. They also are beautiful to look at. We can get food from them. We get paper, and we can make books, as well as some of our trees are very important, especially in the rainforest. They can provide us with medicine. Another natural resource is land. Here's my land, my grass. Land is an important part of Earth because that's the area not covered by water. People live on it, animals live on it, and it also allows us to use and enjoy our natural resources. Have any of you ever been to a park or even a national park up to the mountains or maybe over to the beach area? Have you been to pick strawberries or apples? All of those places are different areas of land, and we need those areas for enjoyment or for growing things or for places to live, but also just to enjoy them because they're beautiful. The last natural resource that I want to talk to you about are rocks and minerals. Here's my rocks and minerals. Oops, they're falling everywhere. Rocks and minerals can be found all over the earth. They are actually non-living. And we use these natural materials of rocks and minerals in order to make things like jewelry or even to make glass. So we have all of these different natural resources around. And they're important because, as I said, they come from nature, but we need them in order to live. So, do you think natural resources are important? Yeah, I think they are too. I'm going to share a book with you now all about natural resources and the way that we use them. This book is called Where Does It Come From? By Lisa K. Schnell. If you take a look, we can see some of our nonfiction text features too. Like on this page, you can see our table of contents. And we're going to learn about where does it come from. We're going to see that there's a glossary inside of this book and an index. They're even going to give us some information about the author. So since I'm seeing this table of contents, I know I'm reading a nonfiction book. Can you find these words? Clay, cotton, salt, windmill. We're going to look for these words throughout the book as we read. Where does it come from? Wood comes from trees. People use wood to make toys. Cotton comes from plants. Some clothes are made from cotton. I see here a photograph, another nonfiction text feature, as well as a label. I also see a caption here telling me about this photograph. We get salt from the sea. Clay comes from the ground. bowls are made from clay. Oil comes from under the ground. Gasoline is made from oil. A windmill turns wind into power. Wind power can make our lights turn on. Did you find those words? Over here, you can see our photo glossary. This is kind of like a little mini dictionary where we can find some of those bold print words that were within our story. Back here, you'll see our index. If I wanted to find the word wind, I know the index will tell me that wind can be found on pages 12 and 13. So in this book, we found out a few other things that come from natural resources. So, to finish our lesson today, let's do our chant one more time and think about those natural resources that we just learned about. Because after this lesson, you're going to watch a quick lesson on your assignment today for when you go on a natural resource scavenger hunt. I think you're going to have fun with that one. So take a look one more time and sing along with me with sun, soil, water, and air. Sun, soil, water, and air. Plants, animals, forest, land, and minerals. Sun, soil, water, and air. Plants, animals, forest, land, and minerals. Everything you eat, everything you wear. Everything comes from sun, soil, water, and air. Plants, animals, forest, land, and minerals. Sun, soil, water, and air. Plants, animals, forest, land, and minerals. Great job singing. I hope that little song helps you remember all the natural resources we learned about today. Because natural resources are important. We need to conserve our natural resources, which means to save them by recycling, reducing, and reusing. And we're going to talk more about that next week when we talk about some of our natural resources being limited, as well as what we can do to help our planet Earth stay healthy and be here for a long time. Stay tuned for our next lesson. Bye.